Wow, what a great win. We lost a heartbreaker here last year. And so this year, just for our guys to finish the game the way they did, make some big time plays. Obviously, PJ and Chase were phenomenal. Hunter was great in the first half, kept us going, but just some big time baskets down the stretch when we really needed them. Thought we played pretty well most of the game, had a hard time stopping Florida State in the second half. They bothered us and got where they needed to go, and their kids played very well today. And we just made one more play. Our guys get a lot of credit for hanging in the game. We were, 4 down, 2 down late, had to have a bunch of must makes. And our guys did that. And then, we got lucky on a missed free throw. We missed one. PJ missed one. We hung in there and our guys executed the last play really well. So terrific win for our team.
Any questions?
Just how big is Chase in those linking situations?
He's really good. I mean, he makes you look good as a coach. He's got tremendous speed. He's athletic. He can get to the rim. He can make a three. I mean, he's not easy to guard in that scenario. It's a hard cover. And he obviously did a nice job of attacking the basket and making a good decision. Obviously, if they helped, we were going to kick the threes. But he put his head down, got his shoulder into the guy and created some contact and then finished through the contact, big time play.
You guys have obviously had a great season so far, but you've had some really good teams coming here and not having success.
Yeah.
What does it mean to get one?
Yeah, it means a lot. It's a hard place to play. Leonard and his staff have done an unbelievable job here over the years, tremendous program. And it's hard to beat these guys. We haven't had much success here. We've lost, last year we lost a 1-pointer. A couple of years before that, maybe we lost a 2-pointer. But it's a tough place to play. And, our guys have, we're highly motivated. I thought we were hungry. I thought we were prepared. I wasn't sure if Chase would play as well as he did. To be honest, on Thursday, his practice was probably just okay at best. But then yesterday, he practiced much better and had a lot more juice. And I think he, felt good. And then this morning, I could tell he was very excited. Like he just was happy to be back. It's been 2 weeks, and he was a difference maker.
If they hadn't fouled, would you guys have shot it, look for a three or?
Yeah, we had a couple 3 actions in mind there. If we needed one, obviously we would take 2. If we got it 2, we would have taken 2. But we had some looks for 3 as well, options, and they fouled. And I've lost that almost the exact same scenario at NC State back in, I think it was 18-19 year that we missed a tournament by like 1 game, and it was almost eerily similar. So it's a hard deal, man. That fouling, not fouling. There are times you foul and you can bring losing into the equation. There's just, unless it's really, really, really late with 4 seconds, 3 seconds, it's hard. I've done it both ways. I've fouled and lost. I've not fouled. I don't know that I have the answer for that. Obviously, Leonard's won 1 million games. So, it's not coaching. Some of it's just basketball gods and a little bit of luck. And we were very fortunate tonight.
Everybody on Zoom can go ahead and ask a question.
Hey, Brad, this is Larry. Just curious about Chase's conditioning and how he kept that up, and to be that explosive toward the end of the game, kind of remarkable given those circumstances.
I was too. I didn't know if he had it in him. He did have some foul trouble, so he sat a good bit there. At least I felt like he sat a good bit. When he's out, it feels like a lot in the first half. But he was playing well. Sometimes, when you're playing well and making some plays, that adrenaline kicks in. I think he had a lot of adrenaline today because you haven't played in 2 weeks, and he was really excited to play today. And so I'm sure all of those things helped. What I think I'm worried more about is, all right, how does his ankle feel tomorrow, right? After we get back and, he's sore. It's kind of what happened to us at Duke after the Duke win. So that's where I'm more worried about anything, but cross my fingers, he'll be okay.
Brad, this is Matt.
Do you have an update on Brevin?
I don't. He didn't travel with us. We'll obviously touch base tomorrow and see how he's doing.
Go ahead, Matt.
So I was just going to ask, just being 4-1 on the road now in ACC play, just what does that mean? And kind of just getting off to this kind of start in road games, is how important is that?
Well, it's critical if you're trying to win the league. And you got to win a bunch of games like we've won, right? I mean, we've won a bunch of close games, Virginia Tech, Pitt, and now this one. You got to be a little bit lucky, and you got to have guys that make plays down the stretch. And we've had a little bit of both. We've had guys make some big time plays. Probably been a little bit lucky, but my guys, I think we believe. I think my guys are confident. I think my guys are, committed to what we're doing, and we never felt panicked in any huddle. We were fine. I thought at the end of the first half, we maybe got a little antsy and separated. You make some shots at the beginning of the game. Hunter Tyson's throwing them in from everywhere. And, you think the game's going to be easy because you're playing so well. And it's like, hey, guys, they're going to go on a run too now. They went on a run, and obviously you're down 1 at half. We were fine. We just needed to regroup. I'm anxious to watch the film because our defense wasn't as good as it needed to be. And I need to figure out why that was. But I will say this, our offense, our guys made some big time plays and shots and a lot of free throws and attacked the basket and did some really nice things.
Hey,
Coach,
Brad.
it's Trevor again. Go ahead,
Yep.
Davis.
Hey, Brad, it's Davis. How did Chase's and one at the end sort of compare to what you drew up there during the timeout? Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's what we did. I mean, obviously we tried to get him the ball with some space and on the move, and had some guys wide that could shoot. And then you just put the ball in a good player's hands and, tell him to go make a play. And, I told him to attack the rim, and, if one of the shooters is open, pass it to him. Let's shoot it in and win the game. And if not, there's more space for you. Go attack the basket, tie it. You might draw contact and get an and one. And there was plenty of time. There was, I think, 8 seconds. Is that right? 7 or 8 seconds. So there was plenty of time. And so, yeah, he did what we practiced.
Coach, just
You mentioned
Trevor
Hunter
again.
throwing it
You
in
had-
from all over the. Oh, go ahead, Trevor.
thanks,
Trevor.
Matt. You got 18 turnovers tonight. How rare is it to do that on the road and win?
Yeah, it is rare. It's not rare to do it down here. These guys, there's a little bit of feast or famine when you play them. Like, they're going to create some turnovers and steal some balls, but they're also going to open some things up if you can handle the pressure. And sometimes we do a better job than others. We did a little better job in the second half than the first. But again, that's part of the way they play. And so certain games are just going to be a little different. And this is certainly one of them.
Brad, you mentioned you mentioned Hunter Tyson kind of throwing them in from all over the place. Just 32 3-point attempts. Any concern that you guys maybe fell in love with a threesome just with so many dropping early on?
Yeah, there were a few there. We talked about it at halftime. We were 6 for 18, and then we promptly came out of halftime and took 3 threes to start the half. Now, 2 of them were wide open, and they're pretty good shooters. So it's like, it's hard to tell guys like Hunter Tyson not to shoot one. But I think you have to have a pretty good mix to your game. We slowed down on some of it. The longer it went, played a little better in terms of being a little more efficient. So yeah, a little bit of that, but it's also, sometimes that's what they're giving you in terms of, or that's what you create based on how the defense is playing. I mean, they swarm to the ball. They're in you. They make passing hard. They make getting to the rim hard in the half court. There's some times that they're going to force you into some shots.
Probably have time for a couple more.
Brad, attacking the rim through contact with Chase, not a luxury you've had, I guess, last couple of years. Is that one of the things that made you confident, sort of going into this year, and Chase being able to bring that element?
Well, just the luxury of having a point guard with the ball in his hands that can, have the size to attack against guards, either his size or people that he's, that are smaller than him. And then also, his athleticism and strength to be able to make plays in the paint. We haven't had that as much the last couple of years. And so, yeah, that's a benefit of a bigger, stronger guard for sure.
Brad, how much of these games that come down in the end is just about kind of will to win and guys that want to take the big shot and want the ball in the big moment? And it seems like you have a lot of those guys this year.
Yeah, I mean, this is about players now. Like, it's great what we drew up, but you know, Chase is an elite player that has the strength and speed and skill to attack the basket and make a big time play. You know, the same play with somebody else doesn't look nearly as good. It may not get to the rim. It may be a pull-up jump shot, and those are harder to make. And, you know, you don't make it, and then the coach play wasn't very good, right? I mean, so there's a little bit of this, good players. Hunter Tyson, big time shot, right? PJ Hall, big time plays, big time player. Yeah, we have good players. That's why we're doing well.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot.